University and all Oxford community. I'm Hannah.
And I'm Zoltan, your co-host for tonight's show. Welcome back to Miami Television News. This week, I was able to sit down with Student Body President and Vice President-elects Nia Smith and Jules Jefferson. During the interview, we talked about their plans for the upcoming year. You can find the full interview on our YouTube page. Upcoming future plans for their campaign. I'm also going to be asking about the experience you guys had during that campaign, because you guys made some history just during your guys' time, like running for what office, I guess you could call it. But just jumping right in, your guys' campaign slogan is building the table. How'd you guys come up with that, and how does it relate to like your broader ideas for the future?
Yeah, so coming up with a campaign slogan is really hard. We kind of, before we left for J-term and break, we were like bouncing ideas off of each other, using whiteboards and Armstrong, and it was just really difficult. We had some really bad ones. I'm not going to say them because we stuck with building the table, but we really wanted, so we had our initiatives and we had our platform, and the slogan came after that. And so we really wanted to focus on bridging the gap between resources. We wanted to make sure that we were making sure that students felt seen, heard, and so we kind of had that whole idea. We had our reason for running, and so
bring more people together was something that we were really intentional about, and that was reflected in our slogan, and making sure that people knew that we were a voice to like come to make sure that their voices are heard. Also, if there was concerns or comments, just a sounding board. We want to amplify it to the proper administrators and things along those nature.
You were the first ever all-black ticket to be elected as the vice president and president of the university. Not to mention you guys are both women, so that's even more of a historic moment there. Tell me what your feelings were when you saw the election results that night. There's a great picture of your guys' Instagram story of you both like in the hallways of Armstrong, like screaming and like celebrating. But tell me like what happened in that moment, like what went through your mind?
It was a lot. That was the first thing. It was like, whoa, 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 whoa. We did it. We actually did it. That was something we were working so hard. Like, I don't think you could really put a time limit on how much time we've spent like foiling with the platform, the slogan, meeting with the orgs, meeting with people, hearing what there were concerns, what were the gaps, meeting with administrators. And the list just goes on and on, meeting with past presidents, meeting with others. It's just a lot of work. And so when it got to the end and then we heard the results, it was just, wow.
Not only is history being made with Nia and Jules, but trends are being set by Miami University Fashion and Design. Their annual fashion show, this year titled Ethereal, will be held this Saturday, April 22nd. This year, MUF&D is featuring 80 models and 16 designers. We are fortunate enough to have President Ashley Kramer and Vice President Abigail Solano here with us today. Welcome in. So to start, can you guys just tell us a little bit about what people can expect if they come to the show?
Yeah, so a lot of people don't know that our show is entirely student run, meaning we have all student designers, so each designer has been working on their collection all year long. It ranges from 3 to 9 pieces. So that's a really fun part of it. It's a great way to support your fellow students. And yeah, that's like, I would say my favorite part about our show.
Yeah, there's like a little trunk show beforehand that you can come and like browse different like student businesses, student orgs, that kind of thing. There's tons of photo ops, and then when you get actually into the like arena part of Millette, then it's like the runway, the whole fashion show then happens there at 7.
Amazing. So can you guys tell us a little bit about why you went with Ethereal for this year?
So it's funny because I feel like that's the most daunting thing in our positions is like picking the theme, because it's like such a big deal. So last year was Oasis, very colorful, like a bunch of different colors, and we knew we wanted something totally different this year. So that's kind of where we started, and then from there we were like, what really like brings our personalities out? And we're very like simple, neutral girls, like you can see in our outfits. But yeah, we really liked how Ethereal was very like simplistic, but still like kind of brings out what MUF&D means to us, which the meaning is like too perfect for this world, this sort of like heaven on earth. And we feel like MUF&D has been that for us. Over the past 4 years, we've been involved since freshman year. So
yeah, we both like sat down last year and May, and it was our first meeting. We were like, we're going to take the summer to think about it, figure out what we want the theme to be. We'll each come up with 3 ideas, and then when we both had it as the same thing, we were like, okay, like it's fate. Like we both realized how much it meant to us and how perfect it was for the theme.
Yeah, well, obviously you guys have dedicated so much time and work to the show. So just as a last question, if you could give one reason why people should come see the show, what would it be?
Yeah, I feel like it's just such a fun event. A lot of people don't realize how big of a production it is, like being in such a small town. But there really is so much opportunity for students to network with other students. We have like fashion executives there. We have all of our families, and it's just a great way to support your fellow students.
Yeah, I didn't realize how much of a big event it was until the show last year, because it was our first like in-person show in a couple years because of COVID. So like actually being there, like watching what like our 13-person executive board can actually put on, and have 80 models walking down the runway and have the lights and everything that goes into it, and have all of our friends and family watch it was just really special.
Well, it sounds amazing. Thank you guys so much for being here today, and make sure to check out all of MUF&D's super hard work this Saturday.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Speaking of fashion organizations on campus, April 29th is the annual Up Magazine release party. The party showcases the new issue for the magazine and revealing the theme. This marks the release of the spring print issue as well. Previous themes include Reverie, Essence, Reclaim, and Voyage, as just a few examples. MTN will be at the release party, and we'll have coverage of the event in our next show.
This past Friday, the College of Creative Arts put on their annual SparkFest Festival. This student-organized festival is dedicated to showcasing a variety of talent across the arts majors. Some of the disciplines represented included architecture, music, ceramics, and visual arts. Students could shop at artwork sale booths, snack on free food, win prizes to restaurants such as Bagel and Deli, and connect with representatives from various careers. SparkFest is a wonderful way for students to explore what creative disciplines and clubs Miami has to offer.
Students may have heard about the upcoming Senate Bill 83 that will limit the ability to discuss diversity, equity, and inclusion topics at a college educational level. Here at Miami, students are planning a rally to protest the bill and inform the student body on what could change if our campus if the bill was to pass. For more information about Senate Bill 83, go to legislature.ohio.gov.
On Saturday, MAP hosted Springfest at Cook Field with games, rides, crafts, and food trucks as Miami students celebrated the nice warm day as well as the end of the school year. You can look forward to other MAP events, including Bloom with MAP on April 28th from 5 to 7 p.m. in Central Quad, and Electric Root Festival on April 29th from 2 to 9 p.m. at Uptown Park.
In addition to fun MAP events like Springfest, the spring season also means it's time for baseball. Caroline Mason and Pearl Zedjabel interviewed 2 current Miami University baseball players, Blake Buzio and Parker Lester. Take a look at how they are both roommates and rivals.
After hearing Blake and Parker's story, we knew we had to get an interview with them explaining what it was like to be roommates and rivals during their 2021 summer season. Both players are still playing for the Miami Redhawks this season.
Yeah, me and Blake first met, just being around campus, like on camps and visits here at Miami. But then we actually were able to be on the same summer league team coming into our freshman year with the Catawba Valley Stars, where we were mainly just getting ready for, what college baseball's like.
Yeah, it was really right off the bat. I mean, we really got super close. Especially with summer ball, like you do everything together. So, we were really close right off the bat, and we, would work out together, play baseball together, come back, eat together. Like we pretty much had the same schedule, so it was really easy for us to get pretty close pretty quick. So I first reached out to Bailey Montgomery, our hitting coach. He's the summer coordinator, and I reached out to him, and he thought it was a good fit for me this past summer, to play for this team, because in that way I could still be on Miami's campus and still work out with some of the guys and still have use for the facilities, and so that way I could still be close to everybody. So for me, it was a good decision to stay here, and that way I could be with Parker and still work out together. So.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was a little bit different because, you know, up to that moment, we both were on the same team with Quitaba Valley Stars and then also here at Miami. But, you know, it was kind of more of a fun challenge, you know, thinking about it. Like, you know, it's my roommate that I've been playing with for the past 2 years, basically. You know, it really wasn't like let's go beat them. But it was almost like a fun, like, oh, who's going to get bragging rights when we get back?
Yeah, it was definitely different because we've always been on the same team going into college, our first year in college, and then pretty much always been together, been on the same team. So it was definitely a different environment being on separate teams. And, you know, we obviously both wanted our teams to win, but I think at the same time we both obviously wanted each other to do well. So it was definitely a cool atmosphere.
This weekend, the Miami baseball team traveled to Athens for some action. The Redhawks faced off against the Ohio University Bobcats in a 3-game series, which was an offensive matchup from start to finish. The Bobcats took Game 1. The Redhawks led through 7 innings, but the Bobcats clawed their way back in the 8th to claim the victory 13-10. Keeping it close and trading the lead throughout the game, Miami dominated in the 9th to put them over the top and win Game 2 12-10. In Game 3, the Hawks fell short in extras, losing to a walk-off single in the 10th inning with a final score of 8-7. Cooper Weiss went 5 for 9 with 8 RBI and 2 home runs in the series. The Redhawks recorded 9 home runs during the series as well. On Tuesday, the Redhawks hosted Ohio State. Both teams slugged it out and fought hard, but Redhawks fell just short of a win against the Buckeyes with a final score of 12-11. As of Tuesday, the Redhawks pitching staff is also ranked 35 in all of NCAA D1 baseball. That is with 419 strikeouts on the year and averaging 11.5 strikeouts per 9 innings. This past weekend, your Miami Redhawks softball team hosted the Miami Invitational. They hosted the University of Louisville, Oakland University, and the reigning national champions. The Hawks dropped the game against Louisville with a final score of 12-4. The red and white bounced back and secured a win against Oakland in a pitcher's duel. It was a tight game all the way with a stellar start from Brianna Pratt, pitching a 7-inning shutout, only allowing 3 hits and walking 1. In the bottom of the 6th inning, Riley Coyne hit an RBI single that would score Holly Blaska and give the Redhawks a 1-0 lead and their winning run. In the game against Oklahoma, the Hawks fell 13-1. Maddie Banks recorded a home run for the Hawks in their effort. And now back to Hannah and Zoltan.
Thank you, Pearl. Miami University's spring commencement ceremony will be held on Saturday, May 13th at 10:30 a.m. in Yager Stadium. Divisional graduation ceremonies will follow starting Saturday afternoon and ending on Sunday. Be sure to tune in next show for a special segment with MTN seniors as they prepare to leave Oxford and reflect back on their time at Miami.
Thank you for tuning in, and we hope to see you on May 3rd for our last show of the semester. I'm Zoltan.
And I'm Hannah, and don't forget to follow us on social media at Miami MTN.